All right, today is November 9th, 2025, and I'm going to build on the most recent Bitcoin price analysis from November 5th. So have a look at we did cover a lot in the November 5th Bitcoin price analysis on the same channel. So feel free to go back and watch that first or after this one for some more context. We're looking at the monthly chart of Bitcoin. Um, I've had this here for a long time, and we'll have it there for a little bit longer, it seems. So the midpoint between the range from the low down there and the high up there is right here. That's what this is. It's the midpoint of the full range, the equilibrium. And we don't yet know if we're going to expect price to come down to this 70,876, which would be the midpoint there or not. But what we definitely did expect, as we talked about previously, is we expected price to drop to the midpoint and even a little bit lower from the most recent range, which is from this swing low to that swing high. And the midpoint is 100,353. And we're going to go in lower and look at that more closely because trying to see if we can already discern what may happen next. Let's go to the weekly. All right, so I pointed out in the previous video, November 5th, Bitcoin price analysis on the Scalping and ICT channel, that we have these relatively equal lows over here. And therefore, I've been expecting for a long time now, I see definitely weeks, maybe a month or two, that we're going to come back and take out these these relatively equal lows. We'll look at them on the daily in a minute. However, so far what we've done is we've come down and wicked below the EQ, the equilibrium of the range, which I just pointed out on the monthly a moment ago. But we haven't yet taken out below the June low, right? And these relatively equal lows. And at the same time, as you'll see on the daily chart, we've engineered additional sell side liquidity below this swing low. And as I pointed out November 5th, I think there's a good chance that before we take out these lows, we're going to retrace back up into this breaker, maybe just shy of the breaker, maybe into the breaker, maybe wick above it and close back inside below, in the bottom 50% or even below. And then come back down and take it out. That is still a possibility, and we'll see it more clearly on the daily time frame. So let's go down to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we see here this is the June low that we've been anticipating for a long time. We come down there, and that is one day later where we engineered a low. We came down about 50% of the wick. We've respected this daily BTC here, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, multiple times, including most recently. The question is, when are we going to cease to respect it and come down and take out the sell side liquidity that is lying below these lows? So we did take out liquidity below the June 23rd. We did that the last 5 days. However, we have yet to come all the way down. And in the process, as you can see here, we have engineered additional low resistance liquidity because each one of these is slightly higher than the one that came before, meaning we're engineering liquidity from one to the next. Let's just do it this way, right? That goes up and that goes up further. All right, you get the point. Right? Every time you come down, but you don't wick below or continue below the level that was reached prior, you're just adding more sell orders below because when you do come down, people are going to sell. Either they think that they want to sell because they expect you to go lower, or they want to sell because they are long and they need to cover their longs so they don't lose, put their stop losses down there. So anytime you have, as ICT teaches, smooth edges, price is going to make it choppy. So I'm still expecting that we're going to come down here. What I don't yet know is, are we going to come down and then go higher, come down and then go lower, or go up first into the breaker and then continue lower? Still not clear on the Bitcoin daily chart. On the 4 hour, it's also not clear. We've basically been consolidating. We came down, we wicked down through this 4 hour SIBI, goes quite a ways back, respecting it, as we also are respecting the daily BTC, right? Respecting 50% of that, staying in the upper half, coming back up into this, that's an 8 hour SIBI, and then coming back down off of that, again, respecting the SIBI, coming back up, respecting the 8 hour SIBI there. So we've been consolidating, going sideways, and I if I had I have a hunch that we're going to break out to the upside, but I can't say that with any high degree of certainty. If I had to pick, I would assume that we're going to break out above 104.19 before we go below 99,215. Okay, and if we do that, we'll have to see. There's a good chance we just come back and come into this SIBI and then go back down, or like I said, we may even go up into the breaker to the low end of it, or even higher, and then come back down to the relative equal lows. I am expecting that we are going to go back and take out those relatively equal lows. I just don't know if it's going to be in a day or in a few weeks or a month or two. Hard to know. But in the coming days, we should have some kind of sense. Now, I'm going to also take a quick look at Strategy, MicroStrategy. It used to be, now it's Strategy, the company that holds more Bitcoin than any other company in the world. And this is not exactly the June low. Their June low is up over here. So yeah, so they've long ago crashed below the June low, but they had relatively equal lows over here. And for several months now, I've been expecting we're going to come down to that. Although when I say expecting, I noticed it when price was around up over here somewhere, and I've been sharing that with a couple of friends. But at the time, we were so far away even from these lows. I thought, you see those relatively equal lows. I said, I think we're going to get there, but it seems a bit, it's quite far away. Well, we got there, and I'm still thinking, well, those are looking like we're going to get there, but it seems so far away. And what do you know? On Friday pre-market trading, we came well down below both of them. And then during the day, during regular market trading hours, we pushed up and closed above. These are, again, 4 hour candles. Do I think we're going to curl back up? I don't know. I'd like to wait and see what happens with Bitcoin over the next few days, like I just showed you. And we shall see. But I would not be surprised if MicroStrategy or Strategy continues lower as Bitcoin continues lower. How low? Hard to say.